Alright, we'll start with zoomies. Triangles. I got all these pesky triangles out of the way. I'm pretty happy about that. I've kept the values from sort of medium to low because I kind of like the idea of a bit of a silhouette feeling on this area still. So, you know, again, up close, messy, messy, messy. But when you back away, things begin to make sense. I haven't done any work on the water. I decided just to jump into the trees. And I think that's fine. I always look forward to having them done. And you know, I had, as I said, I had no brain the other day. I hooked my voltmeter up to my amygdala and there was no current at all. So I decided not to tackle the rocks at that time. But now we have a little more information here. We have the rocks surrounded with information. That's going to help me decide what to do here. You know, I like this. I like the beginning of this. And after this, it needs changes and a bit of work. You know, this area I scraped off. And I'm just going to play with that. It'll get there. Next time you see this, it'll be done. Or the trees will be done. And actually, we'll be very close to the entire painting being finished. One of you guys suggested had the possibility of maybe introducing a buddy for this one. A second trunk. Now, when I first drew the painting in charcoal, I already thought, you know, that might be interesting to have another one here somewhere, or maybe extend a branch more. But the feel of the painting would change dramatically. The more that you put in front of your actual focal area, the more that becomes a screen, and the tendency is for the viewer to it'll stop the eye. What I want is people to be led into the painting, and I want them to be able to feel free to look through this Spartan but subtly handled area, because it needs content, over to this area and pay really attention to here. So yes, it was a thoughtful and a good thought, but not to my taste. So we're going to stick with the single trunk here. You know, again, once I have this area painted completely, and this, you know, the water, once it's done, I think you'll agree that it's just fine the way it is. And again, it's always a matter of taste, right? So, but it's my painting, so I'll go with my taste. Anyway, yeah, it was a good thought, but I think it will just clutter things up. I don't want it. I don't want clutter. I want Spartan but strong. I like a strong painting. I don't want too much in there if we don't need it. The water is ending up, you know, it's going to be fairly sophisticated, so that's a lot of content right there. That's not a problem. This as well. Anything else to say about it? At the moment, I can't think of anything. I'm just going to probably play around on the rocks right now and try to get those finished. And then the last thing I'll do is get this area, matured. Let's just call it maturing this area. I think I like that idea. Drop the chroma of blue in behind here. Go more to the mauves. Yeah. Oh yeah. And I have a few strokes to put down at the bottom right hand side as well, which of course you can't see because I don't have the camera focused on the entire painting. I'm going to say see you next time.